Hey guys, I am back today with another transformation for you guys. This olive green smoky eye on my best friend. She just looks so freaking gorgeous. I love this look on her. She's such a natural, it's not even funny. So starting off with her brows. We're going to go ahead and use this L'Oreal Brow Stylist in dark brunette and just go ahead and fill in underneath her brows where they were a little bit sparse just to really define them. She has pretty thick brows and they don't need to be like super filled in. So we're just going to go ahead and follow her natural shape and just go ahead and fill them in using Anastasia's brow palette. I believe I used the shade Ebony. And then once those are pretty filled in and pretty defined, I'm going to go ahead and use some concealer just to really sharpen them up and clean them up because she hadn't got them done, so she needed a little bit of help. So on top of me concealing underneath her brows, I'm just going to go ahead and drag that concealer downwards and use that same concealer to prep and prime her lids for eyeshadow. Once we are done priming her lids, we're going to go ahead and set that using any kind of translucent powder. Here she is complaining about life per usual. So then we're going to take this Nubian 2 palette, which is perfect for this eye look, and I'm just so obsessed with it. So I'm going to start off using the color Morocco into her crease, just dusting it back and forth in windshield wiper motions and in circular motions. I'm just going to continue to dig into that color and into this palette and slowly build up the intensity of that color. So because she doesn't wear a lot of makeup and she doesn't really like makeup, I wanted to give her a glammed up look without being super glammed up with fake lashes and eyeliner. I kind of wanted to make it kind of subtle but kind of dramatic, if that makes any kind of sense. So here I'm going to into this dark chocolate brown color. I think it's called Kenya. And I'm building it on the outer part of her lid in a V shape into her crease. And we're just going to dust it back and forth. And once I have the majority of product on that outer lid, I will begin to drag that brown in eventually. But you want the majority of the color to be on the outer part of her lid and crease, just to really define that crease and build some dimension. So then once we are done really buffing it out and making sure we don't have any harsh lines, I know it looks a little bit crazy right now, we're gonna jump into this gorgeous, like probably the most gorgeous olive green that I've ever seen palette in this color with a flat shader brush, and we're gonna begin to pack that all over her lid and really follow the shape of her lid and just really begin to carve it out. And by packing that dark chocolate on her outer lid and lower crease, like in a V shape, it really brings her eyes up and really kind of makes it into a cat eye, but just lifting her eyes, I guess you can say. It just looked so good on her, and this olive green really just brought her skin color. So once we're done packing that all over her lid, I'm going to go back into that dark chocolate and really just blend it out and make sure everything's really blended in together and we don't have any harsh lines in it. Everything seems very blown out and blend seamlessly. I said blended like 25,000 times. So now going into foundation, I love this foundation on darker colored skin. It's just perfect for the olive undertone. This is the EX1 F500 shade. I'm going to put this all over her face and then blend it out with the Beauty Blender. Honestly, this is one of my favorite foundations on using it on clients. It's so airbrush and skin-like. It's just gorgeous. So now going in with Tarte Shape Tape in the color Deep, which is a little bit too dark for her. So I'm going to go ahead and blend in some medium into that and just really kind of custom make the color. Just go ahead and blending it underneath her eyes. I didn't want to put too much just because she doesn't wear makeup on a regular basis, so I didn't want her to feel very caked up. Now to very lightly contour her face, I'm going to use this LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toast and just apply that to her cheekbones, a little bit on her forehead, underneath her jawline, and on her nose. Nothing too crazy because she doesn't really need to look slimmer or too contoured. She has really nice bone structure herself, so I kind of wanted to do it very, very lightly since I was going for a little bit of a lighter glam on her. So once that is blended out, I'm going to go ahead and set underneath her eyes using Kat Von D's Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to use this peachy toned right here just to really set underneath her eyes, her forehead, her nose, and her chin. Then I'm going to go into the darker shade in that palette and kind of bronze up her face very lightly just to add a little bit of definition and dimension into her face. Once we are done lightly applying that to her face, I'm going to go ahead and go into the Anastasia Glow Kit, and I'm going to take this color right here called Golden Bronze with a Morphe M510 brush, and I love this highlighter on her skin tone. It is so gorgeous, it's not even funny. So we're going to dust that onto her upper cheekbones, her chin, her forehead, and her nose very lightly in her Cupid's bow. Now jumping into the Morphe 9B palette, which is their first blush palette, I'm going to take this mauve tone right here and lightly dust that over the apples of her cheeks. She requested not a lot of blush, so I wanted to give her what she wanted. So then now going back into that Juvia's Place palette, I'm going to take the shade Morocco and lightly dust that underneath her eyes, and then going to take that shade Kenya and slightly define underneath the eyes as well. Now I thought I wanted to go in with Kylie Jenner's Brown Sugar, but once I applied that, I was like, it doesn't look good. So I'm going in hard, and I took a Dose of Colors Chocolate Wasted, and let me tell you, this color looked phenomenal on her. She's so gorgeous, and I am so obsessed with this look, and I'm so thankful that she let me do this to her. And I also applied this Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and just a little bit of mascara. And there you have it, this olive green smoky eye transformation, very light, very natural kind of glam. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you aren't subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that little button down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.